It is an excellent day for racing here at Fairford in Gloucestershire, and down there are 5 of the first 6 boats that will be taking part in the first of 2 20-lap heats around this 1,500-yard course, so it's 17 miles in all. These are Formula One boats, the ON class, that is to say with 2-litre engines, and there is the man who is the hot favourite for this heat. It is 50-year-old Wilf Gregory, a marine engineer from Solihull. Now, the lap record here is held by Mark Wilson, who we hope will be appearing later, and his lap time, 35.9 seconds, represents a speed of 85.24 miles an hour. Away they go, down to turn 1, and straight into the lead goes Wilf Gregory in the Burgess Mercury boat. Now, watch these boats. You get a good look at the boat there, and you can see that the whole of the front of the boat is out of the water. These boats work in the opposite way to Formula One racing cars, because those 2 sponsons have an objective of being lifted out of the water as much as they possibly can, and the driver can control that by means of buttons on the steering wheel. He can adjust the angle of the engine, as a result of which, as you can see there, Gregory in the lead has got the boat round the turn. It drops down onto the sponsons and then comes up again as he adjusts the angle of the motor. 200 horsepower going through that prop at the back, and this is a 20-lap race from which the first 3 will go forward to a 20-lap final, plus the fastest loser in the 2 heats. So Gregory, hot favourite so far. In second place behind Gregory, it's Malcolm Burnap, the 31-year-old vending engineer from Wilden in Bedfordshire. In third position, it's Anthony Hitchcock, 18 years old, from Cannock, a marine engineer. But it's Gregory all the way so far. 18 years experience. He was a tester and a race prover at one time in his life, and he's had a lot of success, although he's been out of racing for a while. He returned to racing in 1977, and this year, second in the British Grand Prix just a couple of weeks ago. So a man of enormous experience and enormous ability. Let's watch him at work as he laps already Tim Brand Crombie in the Cougar Johnson. That was a flash of the yellow boat. Now let's watch the technique. Gregory round the top buoy into the fastest part of the course, 110 miles an hour down to the far turn. See the propeller whirring round in the background. Look under the tunnel of the boat as Gregory gets it round the left-hander. The braking effect, of course, is achieved by decelerating, upon which the whole of the boat drops down into the water, the friction increases, the speed goes down, round the corner and then away, and Gregory is now on lap 5 out of 20, quarter distance, and there's a long gap now between Gregory in the lead and number 16, Malcolm Burnap, in the Hodges Mariner boat. Gregory, incidentally, with a Mercury engine. All these engines are 2-stroke engines, 6, and now there is the gap. The next man up should be Malcolm Burnap, number 16. Watch him into the turn. Burnap through. In third position, Anthony Hitchcock. And in fourth position, Clive Hook. And there, number 16, Malcolm Burnap, the man who is still in second place. Look ahead of him, and you should see the distance between him and the leader, Wilf Gregory. The Cotswold Motorboat Racing Club running this meeting. This is their circuit. It has been for a long time, because racing has been going on here since the 1960s. Some 17 years now. This course has been used, an old gravel pit, and it's a super location for powerboat inshore racing. There is Burnap. Now, how far back is the second man? There is the answer. Third man in third position, number 4, Anthony Hitchcock, the youngest man in the race. Straight into Formula One he went 2 years ago, although he'd had a lot of experience following his father round, who very choppy turn there. Hitchcock all his experience in the UK. Laps completed, 20-lap race. Gregory all the way. Third at Stockholm in 1968. So Gregory's packing an enormous amount of experience under that crash helmet of his. And the trick, of course, as in all racing, is to keep it going at the speed that you need to go, the slowest speed that you need to go to win. Gregory will know exactly what his situation is. He can look over his shoulder at the turns. He's just done it. You saw him look over his left shoulder to see where the opposition was. He knows that John Hill is no opposition to him, because even had John Hill been able to keep up with Gregory there, he would not have been able to qualify for the final, because Hill is a guest driver. So Hill leads at the end of 12 laps. In second position, Malcolm Burnett, number 16. In third position, Anthony Hiscock, number 4. In fourth position, Clive Hook in the Cougar Mercury. And there is the second place man. That is number 16, Malcolm Burnett. Powerboat racing compared with motor racing is a very relaxed, low-key amateur sport. There is not the money to be made that there is in motor racing. The result is a very, very much more relaxed and, frankly, in many ways, friendly atmosphere. And he is lapping Hill. There is John Hill in the 850cc, don't forget, Burgess Evinrude boat. And the unfortunate Tim Brand Crombie has been lapped for the second time by the second man, Brand Crombie, with a split propeller, which reduces his speed to about 70 miles an hour on the straight. And John Hill is keeping ahead of Burnett. This is an incredible bit of driving. Burnett, number 16, the second of the two men that we're looking at, is in second place on this 20-lap race, but only just gaining on number 52, John Hill, in the 850cc boat. Hill said just before the race, I know I haven't got a hope of winning, but by gosh, I'm going to give them a run for their money, and he's doing just that, because he's very well up. In fact, Hill is in an incredible 5th place. Yes. That is to say, he's ahead of one of the boats which has got an engine capacity of some 1200cc greater than his, and that is an incredible performance. 15 laps completed, three-quarter distance completed by number 14, Wilf Gregory, and it'll be interesting to put a stopwatch on him and see how his lap time and speed compares with that of Mark Wilson, who has the lap record. Gregory goes past into the turn. Tim Crombie lapped again in the background. Now watch number 14, Gregory, down the straight, 100 to 110 miles an hour before he goes into the far turn. His 17th lap, he has gone round in exactly 39 seconds, compared with a lap record of 35.9. So he's some 2.1 seconds off the pace as far as the lap record is concerned, but still a creditable 78.5 miles an hour around that lap. And that is with no real opposition at all. Into the top turn. Into the bottom turn, accelerating away. This is the only, in effect, S-bend that he's approaching now, because he has to go tight in and then flick it across to the left by the island. Having completed 18 laps, he is on his penultimate lap, 19 out of 20 in this Embassy Gold Cup meeting, obviously qualifying for the final, as will, at the present moment behind him, Malcolm Burnett from Wilden in second position, Anthony Hiscock in third position, but I suspect that the second heat will be a lot faster than this one. We will see. That's Burnett in second position, 31-year-old Malcolm Burnett. man who leads the 1980 British Championship with 5 races to go. This is the leader of the British Championship, but in second place in this race, and they are on the last lap. In third position, it's still number 4, Anthony Hiscock. Burnap second. There's Hiscock in third position. The leader on his last lap now, number 14. He's driven an immaculate race from the point of view of tactics. Into the bottom turn now. Paul Moxey of the Cotswold Motorboat Racing Club will be getting out the checkered flag, and there it goes across the line. The winner of Heat 1 Embassy Gold Cup meeting here at Fairford in Gloucestershire, Wilf Gregory in the Burgess Mercury boat. And you can see the gap between himself and Malcolm Burnap, who has finished now in second position, is a good 10 seconds, waiting now for the third place man, Anthony Hiscock, number 4, and he goes across the line. So, Wilf Gregory wins, Malcolm Burnap second, Anthony Hiscock third, the second heat still to come.
And we'll see that second race at 10 minutes past 3. We've already seen Britain's Wilf Gregory win the first semi-final, and there's another chance now for others to go into the final with this race. The commentator is Murray Walker.
Heat 2, but there is a sad sight. It is the boat of Mark Wilson, Britain's great hope for future World Championship honours, the man who won this year's British Grand Prix, in real trouble, and the boat is about to be pulled out of the water and will not be taking part in this race. Never mind, a lot of other boats will, and I suspect that this race will be a lot more hotly contended and a lot faster than the first heat, because there are some very, very quick men in it, including down there number 9, double world champion Roger Jenkins from Risca in Gwent, the man who was world champion in the OE class, and this is the ON class, the OEs for boats of up to 850cc, in 1974 and in 1975. Roger Jenkins, then some other very quick men, because Neil Gregg is in this race, and so particularly is 21 Tony Williams, who comes from Northwood, and he is extremely quick. So there is the starting procedure. The boats lined up to the buoy, the mechanics holding the boats ready for the engines to be started. The drivers will punch the button, and away they... No, they don't. Yes, away they go. That was a very delayed and strange start, but sure enough, it is Roger Jenkins into the lead. And that is very close racing round the first turn. Now down to the 110-mile-an-hour straight it will be, I'm sure, in this race, because these boats are going to be going a lot quicker than the boats in the first race. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them riding the sponsons down the straight into turn 2. Jenkins. And Tony Williams, number 21, in 4th place, but how much longer is he going to be there? Jenkins through the flattened S, 1 lap completed, 19 to go. Jenkins leads. In 2nd place it's Alan Lawson. Behind Alan Lawson it's Tony Williams, and in 4th place it's number 5 Neil Gregg. There is Gregg, who crashed badly in practice this morning. Jenkins, watch the yellow boat, Roger Jenkins. He is in 3rd position in the World Championship. He was 2nd at the Parker race in America, 3rd in Italy, 4th at the Bristol Grand Prix, 4th in Spain, and last weekend he won the Italian Grand Prix, right on top of his form, and he's building up a bit of a lead now. Roger Jenkins in the yellow boat, number 9, looking over his shoulder. 205 horsepower, he tells me, his engine produces, and it's still very close, because behind him there, number 23, Alan Lawson. Then behind Lawson is Neil Gregg. So where is Tony Williams? Tony Williams is up there. 3 boats together. Tony Williams is not up there. He's dropped back. He looks as though he's out of contention. The man who had fuel injection, and there's a challenge for the lead. It's Jenkins and Lawson, and right with Lawson is number 5, Neil Gregg. Neil Gregg in the dark boat. Lawson in the lighter one, the Hodges Mercury boat. And sure enough, it's Neil Gregg, the man who crashed this morning, the man who has got his left hand heavily bandaged, in second position. In third position, the boat we're looking at now, Alan Lawson's Hodges Mercury boat. He comes from Bournemouth, and there is the battle for second place, and that is the man who is second in the Veldon Mariner boat. Six-cylinder, two-stroke engine, and he's coming right up to Jenkins. Jenkins going into the turn, and he is Neil Gregg in the blue and white boat with the orange helmet. He crashed badly, very badly indeed, in 1976. There is Jenkins leading. Neil Gregg still in second position, who crashed badly in 76, destroyed the main nerve in his arm, was paralysed for 2 years and recovered, and that's the form he's showing now. So Jenkins leads, number 5 Gregg in second place, Alan Lawson in third position. We are on lap 5, which is the quarter distance lap. Jenkins, yellow boat, Neil Gregg, the blue and white one, Lawson, the navy blue boat, Tony Williams, that so much was expected of, is out of the race apparently, and there is Alan Lawson on the right of your picture as Jenkins goes through. Behind him, Gregg. Start the stopwatch. Gregg is closing. There's Lawson. Lawson in third position. Gregg coming right up to Jenkins on the turn. There's Jenkins, there's Gregg, there is Lawson. 1, 2, 3, virtually together on lap 6 out of 20. 1,500 yards each lap, 20 laps, 17 miles. The lap record is held by Mark Wilson. 35.9 seconds, and that's a speed of 85.24 miles an hour. And momentarily, Neil Gregg had the lead. Lawson takes it very wide indeed, and Gregg is coming up. He's going to take Jenkins coming down the fast straight. Jenkins holds the line. Now, how are they going to take the turn? This is where Gregg could get through on the inside, and he's done it. No, because Jenkins is very, very fast. He's got the trim of the boat absolutely right. And let's just recap the way these boats work as Gregg comes up again. Tremendously fast on the straight, and now he has got the inside line, and now he has got the lead. So down to second position for the first time, momentarily, taking a very wide turn, and up goes Gregg's arm. Is Gregg in trouble? Second boat, no, he doesn't look, he's all right, he's all right. Now look at that boat closely. See the way it's riding out of the water, right on the rear end of the sponsons. Neil Gregg has got the trim of the boat beautifully organised on the straight. He has 2 trim buttons on the steering wheel, can adjust the angle of the engine, and therefore the inclination of the boat. He can get air under the tunnel of the boat. You can look at it now. You can see the propeller thrashing in the background with Lawson on the left of your picture. Gregg is in second place, only just behind Jenkins, and they are on lap 8 out of 20. And just for the record, in fourth place it is Jim Peverell, and behind Jim Peverell as Gregg takes the lead, it is the OE boat of Jerwood. But what a race this second heat is compared with the first. Gregg leading again, lap after lap. He takes the lead on that turn, and lap after lap Roger Jenkins is very fast out of the turn, holds his line, punches ahead, and they're coming up now, I suspect, to lap the 850cc boat of David Jerwood from Bristol. Past him goes Jenkins. There's Gregg. Closing. Jenkins cuts right across Gregg, gives him a great faceful of flying spray as they complete the 9th lap. 11 laps to go. Jenkins looks over his shoulder. That's the critical turn, and Gregg comes up to him. Now there's going to be lapping here, and Lawson in the background is still holding on. He may be just watching the battle between these two, hoping that something goes wrong with one of them so that he can blast through and either take second place or conceivably the lead. There goes Jenkins past Jerwood. Past Jerwood goes Gregg on the outside. Up to Jerwood comes Lawson. So the first 3 men have lapped the Bristol man, David Jerwood, as Jenkins goes away. Now Jenkins, for the first time, has got a discernible lead, and it is... But no, again, Gregg comes through that flattened S turn at the end of the lap, distinctly quicker, in fact very much quicker than Jenkins, and now on the just over the half distance lap 11 out of 20, Greg has not only got a lead, but it looks as though Lawson in third place in the Hodges Mercury boat is closing up on Jenkins. Jenkins in a Seabold Mariner. That's a Seabold hull designed and built by the great Billy Seabold, the American driver, with a Mariner engine, 6-cylinder two-stroke, 200 horsepower. Jenkins fighting back against number 5, wheeler dealer Neil Gregg, because that's what he describes himself as, and he's certainly dealt himself a terrific hand for this race. But again, Jenkins gets through. Jenkins has turned the table on Gregg in exactly the way that Gregg did on him, and did you see the way Gregg went across Lawson's bow there? Gregg on the inside, Jenkins on the outside. Lawson through, third position. These three boats dominating the race. Behind them, Jim Peverell, the joiner, 47 years old, not in the race as far as the first three places are concerned. And don't forget, it is the first three plus the fastest of the two fourth-place men in the two heats that qualify for the seven-man final. So, Jenkins and Gregg together. Lap 13, 20-lap race, 17 miles. Gregg on the inside, Jenkins number 9 taking the lead. Gregg loses it, drops down in the turbulence behind Jenkins' boat, therefore lost speed, therefore Lawson closed up. Jenkins completes another lap. And now the Welshman is starting to stamp, I think, his control on the race. He has been racing a long, long time. He was first in the Embassy Grand Prix class as long ago as 1975. First in the British Grand Prix last year. And as I said, won in Italy last weekend, third position in the World Championship. At the bottom turn, it is Jenkins leading. In second position, number 5, Neil Gregg in the Veldon Mariner boat. Mariner engine and the hull built by a great